Hello, hi everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. Uh, so we'll just wait for a few minutes while the others also join in. In the meantime, we would love to know what brings you to this webinar. Please, if you can let us know in the chat, any health concerns that you are struggling with, which brings you to this webinar. Let us know in the chat. Okay. Pavnish says night rashes, milk and peanut intolerance, autoimmunity, connective tissue disorder, autoimmune. Pre-diabetic, thyroid. How about the others? I mean, of course, you may not have any health concern and you can still just attend the webinar to know more about what really causes, chronic health conditions. So while others also join in and as all of you share in the chat what brings you to this webinar. So I'm Dr. Ruhi and I have Siddarth Goel with me. And we would love to start. And before that, we would love to share what people, who have been a part of the Hormone Reset program have to share. So Siddarth, over to you.
I was trending from double XL to triple XL in my dress size, and I come back to my double XL, and my knee pain is gone, which was the latest last 6 months biggest issue I had. I couldn't walk, but it is gone. And if I strain too much, it is the feet pain. Small issues are there, but my major pain was the knee pain, which is gone. I hope that if I continue doing this and I succeed in losing more weight, and things can get better. I don't want anybody to face what I've faced in my life. It's very tough being a woman, being what we have to do in our lives. The responsibilities hold, not only physically but emotionally. I think it's great. Continue, guys, all of you. All the best, and I really hope this works for all of you and you guys get healthy.
Before joining the program, I used to feel that life is just going out of my hand. But this program was doing, and the fasting accelerated, I think, the speed of mental and emotional imbalance. And now I feel that everything is now in my hand. I feel that I can take charge of things. So that was a huge shift throughout the month.
Menstrual flow. So I would say that has got better as compared to what it was earlier. I think skin glow has increased a lot. And second thing is that my dark circle has started reducing. I'm very convinced that I would like to follow this diet at least for in the long term.
I was diagnosed with 4 big size of fibroids in around the same time lockdown last year, and due to some extensive exercises and physical workout, 1.5 years I went through hell. I tried everything: Ayurvedic, homeopathy, Siddha medicine, everything. I've tried everything and it just didn't work. I also tried hormone pills for 3 months, and that just thickened my wall and had some complications. So a friend of mine suggested to do this program, and I did this program. I was still going through hell during the program. There were many days in the program my video will be off because I'll be going through so much pain and cramps that I'll be lying down and I cannot even attend the program properly. The situation was really bad. As I followed the diet that they are suggesting and medicines and supplements, just the lifestyle. I would say that I was just determined that okay, fine. I asked doctor how much time it will take for me to heal. So she said about 4 to 6 months. I said okay, 4 to 6 months. I'm going to devote myself to whatever they are saying. So I went through, and every month it was definitely difficult, but every month it started getting better. Since last month, there is no pain. I mean, there is, I don't know, I mean, it's like not less than magic for me. It's bearable, very bearable, I would say. No pain. Yes, bleeding is still there, but it's changing. I would say every month I see something, a drastic change. ऐसा नहीं है कि थोड़ा थोड़ा change हो रहा है. It's a drastic change. So I don't know, मैं जितना कहूँ उतना कम है, but I'm ready to share how much ever possible I'm willing to do, and I just hope that you take this step and just go through the program.
So, okay. The reason why we shared the testimonials here was also, just to give all of you present here an idea of, the kind of concerns, people come to us with, and the difference that we have been able to make over the last few years. So with that, I'll start our webinar today. A very warm welcome to all of you. Just give me a second. Okay, so whether it be autoimmunity, thyroid disorders, gut health, obesity, diabetes, PCOS, or any kind of hormonal imbalances, mostly if we see how all these concerns are being handled today, it's largely the approach is to suppress the symptoms, suppress what the person is going through, and somehow, have the person manage the life. But that's not really the quality of life anyone would want to live throughout, right? And especially, because all these diagnoses are coming much earlier today compared to 20, 30 years ago, when anybody would be diagnosed with an autoimmune condition when they are in their 50s. Today we are seeing as early as people in their 20s are being diagnosed with autoimmune conditions, with thyroid disorders. The gut health has gone for a toss. So now with all these, there is a need to change the way we look at diseases, the way we handle diseases. And one such approach is a root cause based approach, which we practice, myself and Siddarth. And the idea of today's webinar is to bring to you that concept of the root cause based approach. So hello everyone, I am Dr. Ruhi Agarwala, and having studied MBBS while I was practicing after my graduation, I didn't really want to manage, people when they have already fallen sick. And that's what made me move to the preventive side of health. And I studied global health. But again, what I realized that, we are screening people early, we are detecting diseases early, but then if we are still moving, kind of pushing them into the mainstream medicine, it's not really helping, because again, they are on pills for life. So that's where my quest for knowledge started, and I started looking for answers and came across functional medicine, which helped me understand why diseases happen in the first place. So we need to take a step back. We need to look beyond the symptoms and understand that any disease in the body has come because of the reason. And those reasons are our everyday choices. And if we are able to identify what's really contributing to disease and fix that root cause, we can be healthy and vibrant again. So that's the beauty of functional medicine, and that's what I practice. And so together with Siddarth, we run this program called Hormone Reset, which is meant to help people with all kind of chronic conditions. So Siddarth, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you. Good evening to everyone, and thank you for joining us. On a working day evening, we are already 60 plus. So I am not a doctor, but I am somebody who has deep passion for health, for understanding what makes the body tick, right? As part of that passion, around 10 years back, I left my corporate career and I, got into serious practice and teaching of classical Hatha Yoga. I got trained at Isha Foundation and I have been teaching Hatha Yoga. And I also started studying functional medicine. So over the last few years, I have worked, personally with a few hundred people, everybody coming just by word of mouth. Okay. And, it's been a very amazing and satisfying journey to see that so many chronic ailments, all different types of ailments, okay, starting from simple things to real serious life-threatening diseases also, can be reversed if you just give the body the right environment, right? What do I mean by environment? See, for the body, everything is environment, right? Not only just the air, water, that kind of environment, but what you eat, how you eat it, what kind of thoughts you generate in your mind, what kind of emotions you um, allow to happen in the mind. Do you do any physical activity or not? Are there toxins in the body? How are different organs functioning? So just focusing on these fundamentals, you can transform, okay, lives. And the reason why we decided to create this program, the Hormone Reset program, is simply because we found that almost 30% of women, right, in the reproductive age group from early teenage to their 50s, they're struggling with massive amounts of problems related to hormonal imbalances, and they're not getting any proper solutions. Okay, the only solutions that are given are more hormonal pills, just symptomatic treatment. There is no solution being offered. There's only management that is available, and year on year the situation goes on aggravating, and it's very painful to see that. Both Ruhi already shared her own personal journey, and I have also worked with many women, helping them reverse these issues. What I realized is that it is much easier to you know take up this journey of self transforming your own health if you're doing it in a group compared to doing it alone on your own. So this realization is what made us create a group program for women. So with that, I will hand it over to Dr. Ruhi. Thank you.
Yes. So let's myth that we come across when it comes to chronic ailments. The first one, so for most women, because you see everybody around you suffering with period pain, they're so cranky, mood swings, acne, and all this. So it's just so common around you that you are made to believe that this is just normal. This is how periods are supposed to be. It's supposed to be painful, and your those 4 or 5 days of the month are just going to be crazy, and it's normal. But that's not how it's supposed to be. Periods are not supposed to be a torture for you every month. That's now not how the nature has designed it. It's supposed to be as normal as any other day for you. Because everybody around you is experiencing it, you believe it's normal, but that's not normal. So there is definitely something at play in your body if you're experiencing premenstrual symptoms. The second most common myth is for every hormonal issue, you take a hormone pill. Well, that's a banded solution. So if you have, if you have PCOS and you want to regulate your periods, just take a hormonal pill. If you have fibroids, or if you have endometriosis, just to manage the heavy cycles, take the hormonal pills. But that's not the solution. If you are giving an external pill to your body, you're basically outsourcing your hormones to external source, which over a period of time just takes a toll on your body. Your body's own hormones just stop functioning because someone else has taken charge of it. And your deficiencies, your imbalances, the inflammation just continue to be there because you're not doing anything about it. You're just trying to manage the symptoms with a hormonal pill. So that's second biggest myth when it comes to hormonal imbalances. And many times the concerns around periods, menstruation, PMS, all that is considered to be very much separate from the rest of the body. Well, for a woman, the periods are almost one very essential, health sign. And it's not just about fertility or reproduction, it's about how a woman feels on a daily basis. So it's about a woman's energy level, her productivity at work. It's about how her brain is functioning. It's about her gut health it's about so many things. So it's not just about fertility. So the period problems cannot be considered as, cannot be considered in isolation. It has to be looked at as one whole system. So it's very important that, you don't just try to fix, your period issues when you want to have a child. That's not how it should work. The moment you see there are imbalances in the body, there are imbalances of hormone in your body, you need to start addressing them. Well, for someone who's trying to lose weight, most of the time you end up, taking less calories and working out more to burn the calories. Well, that is old science. That doesn't work anymore. It never used to work in the past also, but it's just that, that's how the entire media or everybody propagated it. But if you want to lose weight, you have to address what is going wrong in the body. If you are putting on weight and you're not able to shed it, it's a body sign of saying that something is not okay in your body. You need to listen to that sign and look much beyond the body weight. For all those people who are struggling with thyroid disorders or and are diagnosed with hypothyroidism, and you're just taking a thyroid pill, and that pill now has become your friend for life, well, again, that's one biggest myth that people with hypothyroid function are made to live with. So a thyroid pill will never fix your hypothyroidism. Again, just like how I mentioned for the earlier one, for any hormonal imbalances, if you're taking a hormone pill, similarly, if you're taking a thyroid pill for hypothyroidism, you are just giving your body a banded fix. You need to know why your thyroid gland has stopped functioning how it would function in the past. And we'll come to the reasons of that. So many times you will see you started taking the thyroid pill and you felt very good. Well, that is very transient. Over a period of time, your dosage of thyroid will only go higher. Your dosage of the thyroid pill will only increase. It will not come down. And you will see your symptoms are not getting any better. Well, that's because you are not addressing why your body is showing hypothyroid function. And since many of you here are for an autoimmune condition, another biggest myth is you're diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, it's a genetic disease, and you have to live on medications for life. Well, again, genes have a very little role to play when it comes to autoimmune conditions. There's something called the science of epigenetics, which plays a much, much bigger role. You may not have anybody in your family with an autoimmune condition, and you may be diagnosed with an autoimmune condition. That's because the kind of environment you gave to your body decides what kind of, whether you are in the disease state or whether you are in the healthy state. So, well, that's the most common myth that most people, come across on a daily basis. So how many of you here are struggling with these symptoms that, that's there on the screen right now? You're struggling with chronic headaches, you feel tired whole day, anxiety, depression, you're not able to sleep. So nobody has any of these symptoms? If you have, you can let me know in the chat how many, what other concerns you are struggling with. Your gut health is not okay. You you you're just 30s and you're still struggling with body pain, muscle stiffness. So Aparna says joint pain, brain fog, dry eyes, headache, skin issues, gut weight. Okay, severe constipation, skin issues. So many times, a person may have at least 4 or 5 of these symptoms, and you may not have any diagnosis. So a diagnosis is not important. We don't have to keep running after a diagnosis. The symptoms itself can indicate what is going wrong in the body. And most of the times we see, anybody at least has 5 of the symptoms that I've just shown here in the screen. And it's just becoming so common. You may not be diagnosed with a thyroid condition, but then you still have symptoms of a poor gut health, of chronic fatigue, you're putting on weight. That's because your thyroid function, it's a suboptimal thyroid function and it's just going undiagnosed. So I see a lot of people writing here, you're just young and you're diagnosed with an autoimmune condition. So that's what I said. It's just becoming so common today. And the solution for this cannot be drugs for life. There has to be a different way. So as we learned today about, what are the root causes and how to fix them. And as we do that, you will start seeing, your skin gets better, your hair loss gets better, the joint pain starts going away, your stomach is better, you don't feel puffy anymore while you wake up in the morning. So basically, you feel more connected with your own body rather than feeling that, you're just dragging your body. So what we really need to change is that we cannot treat 10 symptoms separately. All the symptoms are connected. It has to be a whole body approach. And just taking a pill for every symptom is not the solution. You need to look beyond the symptoms, look at the root causes, understand them, and address those root causes. That's when you start reversing any chronic ailment. So let's first understand about hormonal imbalance. There are 2 main drivers of hormonal imbalance. The first is insulin resistance, and the second is estrogen dominance. Now, what is insulin? Most of you know what is insulin. It's a hormone produced by the pancreas, and it helps in regulation of the blood sugar levels. That's how insulin is normally known to people, but then it has much more role beyond just blood sugar regulation. So if your diet is rich in refined carbohydrates, you don't move your body, you lead a sedentary lifestyle, your body is loaded with toxins, you have a lot of deficiencies, you are stressed all the time, all that will lead to that hormone insulin not do its function well. The body will keep producing insulin, but then it's not able to do its job. As a result, and that condition is called insulin resistance. So basically, it's not functioning the way it was supposed to do. And the tickling effects of high insulin level is that you will have more male hormones, you start getting acne, you start getting hair on your body, which women are not supposed to, unwanted hair growth. You start becoming pre-diabetic, or eventually diabetic. Your lipid profile is off balance. You start putting a lot of weight and it's difficult to lose that weight. All these are typical of insulin resistance. The second driver is estrogen dominance. Estrogen, a very important hormone, it's made in the body. Now, once its work is done, it has to be metabolized and removed from the system. But if your liver is not functioning well, it cannot be converted to its metabolite. If your gut is not functioning well, you're chronically constipated, the estrogen metabolites are not removed from your stomach, from the gut. As a result, it keeps reabsorbing back, and your estrogen metabolites are just high in the body, and that contributes to estrogen dominance. So something as simple as poor gut health can contribute to hormonal imbalance. And of course, we all are so much exposed to xenoestrogens, which is basically estrogen mimicking compounds which mess up our hormones. So these are the two main drivers of hormonal imbalance. Look for insulin resistance, look for estrogen dominance. And this is how high insulin levels, as I said, is, kind of taking a toll on our body. It will make you put on weight. It will contribute to estrogen dominance. It will give you a fatty liver. You never drank alcohol, but then you have a third grade fatty liver. That's because you have high insulin resistance. You become diabetic. Your triglycerides are high. And as I said, you get those acne breakouts, you're losing hair, your hair is thinning, you got facial hair. All these are coming from the kind of lifestyle you're leading, the kind of food you're eating, the kind of toxins you're exposed to, your chronic stress. So here, just one pill to manage insulin cannot help you fix insulin resistance. It has to be a holistic change. A lot of you are here, because you're struggling with autoimmunity. Now, what basically is autoimmunity? It's your immune system has become hyperreactive. Ideally, an immune system should be very well balanced. But when your immune system is not well regulated, and there are triggers which is making your immune system go off the rail, that's when autoimmunity steps in. So, and what does it do? It is basically your immune system attacking your own body tissue and contributing to disease. Now, based on which organ of the body it is affecting, it will take a name. If it's affecting your skin, some other parts of the body, it can be systemic lupus. If it's affecting your myelin sheath, it can be multiple sclerosis. If it's affecting your joints, starting with your joints, it can be rheumatoid, or it can be psoriasis. It can be Hashimoto if it's affecting your thyroid. So the name is not important. What is important is what is happening there. It's an autoimmune condition. And usually what we see, someone was diagnosed with one autoimmune condition, and then eventually, the list just got bigger. You get a second diagnosis, you get a third diagnosis, and it never ends. That's because you never did anything to control autoimmunity. And the conventional thought process about any autoimmune condition is autoimmunity cannot be cured. The moment you're diagnosed, you're told it's genetic, you start blaming your genes, and you're told that you have to be on pills for life, and basically your quality of life is just poor. Now, that's not how an autoimmune condition should be dealt with. When we look at functional medicine, we look at what has contributed to autoimmunity in that body. You were not born with it. Let's assume you had some genetic predisposition to an autoimmune condition, but then your environmental factors, which can be stress, which can be virus, bacteria, fungus, various medications, your organ functions, your toxin exposure, your gut health, all those have contributed to whether those genes should manifest themselves or not. So what is more important is the kind of environment you give to your body. And if you give the right environment, you can turn off the genes, you can turn on the genes. So much more important than the genes are the environmental triggers that you're giving your body. Now, let's look at some of the most common root causes when it comes to any chronic ailment, be it autoimmunity, be it hormonal imbalances, metabolic dysfunction, thyroid disorders, and you name it. So the first and the most important one is poor diet. Now, one may say, I'm eating home-cooked food, I'm eating healthy food. Well, unfortunately, not all home-cooked food can be considered a healthy diet if it's not well balanced. So if you are still eating a lot of white rice, you are eating a lot of wheat roti, and your diet is rich in sugars, it's not a healthy diet. Anything which is processed, where human intervention has gone in, it's not healthy. So what you consume should be whole grains. It should be non-GMO grains. It should be non-refined. If you are still cooking in seed oils, you're still using refined oils, and you have high inflammation in the body, that's contributing to your health problems. So refined oils are a complete no. And then if you have an autoimmune condition or any other chronic ailment and you're still cooking in seed oils, it's not healthy for you, because seed oils are rich in omega-6. There's already an imbalance of omega-3 and omega-6 in your body. So you need to stop consuming seed oils. Your diet is not rich in antioxidant, rich fruits or veggies. You're largely focused on the carbs. It's still not helping you. You're drinking enough water, but then it's not structured water. So RO water is dead water. It is devoid of minerals. It's devoid of structure also. It's devoid of life. So since our body is 80% water, the water we drink has to be of very good quality, and it has to be structured. So what you drink, the kind of water you drink matters a lot. So it has to be structured drinking water. And lastly, a lot of diet today, most people include a lot of dairy and meat products. Now, dairy and meat, which is conventionally raised, are rich in hormones, they're rich in antibiotics. And when you're taking them, they mess up our hormones. They mess up our body system, basically. So it's very important that the kind of dairy or meat products that you're taking, it has to be clean, it has to be grass fed, it shouldn't be the conventional ones. So if you're still continuing to have all these in your diet, you need to relook at what you're really eating on a daily basis. Toxin exposure, today, the kind of environment we live in, the toxin exposure is very high. Pesticides are loaded with toxins. As I mentioned, the conventional dairy and animal products are rich in toxins. And on top of that, if your gut health is not good, you are not removing the toxins from your body. It's just getting reabsorbed. Uh, Hormonal pills, these are xenoestrogens. Xenoestrogens are basically compounds which mimic estrogen, and as a result, they contribute to estrogen dominance in the body. Most conventional beauty products, they're loaded with heavy metals and other ingredients which are toxic for the body. If you're not filtering your water, heavy metals can be present there. Infections can come in. Most cleaning products are also loaded with industrial grade ingredients, which are toxin in nature. If you're still storing your food and water in plastic containers, microplastics are getting leached into them. And above all, if you're stressed all the time, so basically when you're stressed, your body will not focus on anything else. The body will only focus on making you handle that situation. As a result, your detoxification, your metabolism, your hormonal health, everything will just, kind of go for a toss. So reducing the exposure of the body to the toxins and also improving the detoxification pathways is very, very important. Now, one important detoxification pathway is the liver. Now, you are taking a lot of toxins and your liver health is not good. Imagine what will happen to your body, right? Now, most of the detoxification happens in the liver. Now, if your liver is not working well, of course, the toxin load will just increase in the body. The liver makes bile, and this bile helps in a lot of activities. It helps in fat absorption. It helps in maintaining the right pH in the GI system. It has antimicrobial activities. It works as hormones. So a lot of these functions are regulated by the liver. And if your liver health is not good, it can be the starting point of autoimmunity, of hormonal imbalances, of infections in the body, and many more. So liver health is very, very critical here. Another important organ that plays a very vital role is your digestive system. Many symptoms of many chronic diseases especially autoimmunity, the digestive system starts showing up very early, but then you have just been ignoring them. And that ignoring of the symptoms eventually contribute to a disease manifestation. So something as simple as chronic constipation, something, as simple as bloating, indigestion after every food, or symptoms of acidity, all that are early signs of, chronic diseases. And when you do not correct any of them, the good environment, the good microbiota of your stomach is just started getting depleted, and the pathogenic one starts taking over. That's when gut infections creep in. The fungal, viral, bacterial, parasitic, all of those will start taking over. And if you have been eating food which is processed, food which your system is sensitive to, and you don't stop that, you just keep taking that, that is contributing to a leaky gut. And when your gut becomes leaky, all the toxins just go into the entire system and create systemic inflammation. So all these, if you are experiencing, you have signs of low stomach acid, you have signs of low digestive enzymes, these have to be identified and corrected. Mitochondria, now we have spoken about bad food, we have spoken about toxins, we have spoken about poor gut health, we have spoken about liver health. Now, let's say all of these are good, but then if your mitochondria is not functioning well, nothing will move ahead. Just imagine like a car, which now if in a car, the engine is not working well. That's the role the mitochondria plays in your body. So every cell has numerous number of mitochondria based on the activity they are performing. And if that mitochondria is not functioning well, your cellular function is not good. So it is the energy production house of each cell. So if the mitochondria is not functioning well, you will feel tired all the time. Whatever food you're taking, whatever air, oxygen, anything that you're giving to your body, it is not getting processed to convert into energy. The cellular functions will not work. And that's what poor mitochondrial function can do to your body. And if your body is loaded with toxins, your body is loaded with infections, blue light toxicity, which is basically the light from, the radiation from your laptops, your phone, all the artificial lights in the house, they are sources of blue light toxicity. And if your exposure to blue light is high, it is damaging your mitochondria. Your heart health will go low, your liver function will go low. As I said, you'll feel tired all the time. Fertility issues creep in. So most of the chronic diseases are connected with poor mitochondrial function. And if you have deficiency of these nutrients, it's also contributing to poor mitochondrial function. Now, if this is what your everyday routine is, that you're spending a lot of time on the screen before sleeping, well, you're calling for diseases. And yes, another most important root cause is chronic stress. So our body is not designed to be in stress all the time. But today, if we see, most of the time, you're constantly thinking about work, or you're constantly thinking about a relationship, or constantly thinking about something which has not even happened. So when your body sees you in that situation, it is constantly preparing you to fight that situation. It is not able to differentiate between, you in front of a tiger, or you are in front of your boss at work. So if you are stressed, the body will only focus on helping you manage that situation. And that's not how our body is designed to be. Our body is designed to be in stressful situation, but then come out of that stress in a short period of time. But today we are just staying in a sympathetic system. And that's what is called a sympathetic dominance. We are not coming out of that system anymore. So when we don't do that, our cells all the time sense that. They sense that you are in a state of chronic stress, and the entire system in the body just slows down. So you will see that many times, often when we take the history of our clients, they have gone through a certain phase which was very stressful in their life. And that's when, they were diagnosed with all autoimmunity or metabolic dysfunction, hormonal imbalances, and this is very common. So you see, there's a very close connection between what situation you're giving to your body and then what your body will manifest. And so as I said, during stress, the body will just remove all the focus from healing, from reproduction, and will just focus on making you fight that situation. So this is what we are giving our body every day. We are, making our body feel that, you're in front of a tiger every time. Though the situation may not be very stressful, but the body is not able to differentiate that. So as we covered the most important root causes, now how does that manifest into symptoms in our body? So I'll hand over to Siddarth. Siddarth, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Ruhi. We explained a lot of complex topics that take functional medicine practitioner months and years to understand and master in a very simple to understand manner. I hope the audience has been able to get a good understanding of why all these problems are coming to them, right? And also hopefully a little bit of the understanding that chronic ailments are not dropping on us from the heavens. They are happening right here because we are not really giving the body the atmosphere or the environment that it needs to thrive. And the body is not broken. Body is doing the best that it can, right? It is trying to adapt as best as possible, given the environment it is finding itself in. I hope this has been, this has become clear to everyone. So with that, let's look at all these symptoms of PCOS, right? And, I would want the women in the group to put in the chat which of these symptoms they are struggling with, okay? You can mention anxiety, acne, belly fat, whatever. Please put it in the chat. So my question to you is, if PCOS comes with so many issues, right? Like hair loss, anxiety, depression, acne breakouts, belly or abdominal fat, pelvic area pain, lower back pain, also cysts in the ovaries, or even sometimes in the uterus, etc. Fibroids, irregular menstrual cycles. Sometimes menstrual cycles are completely missing for months on end. I've had women in their late 30s and 40 years of age being told that you have reached menopause, whereas the only problem was you're struggling with a severe case of PCOS. Weight gain, difficulty losing it, growth of hair on the face or other parts of the body, right? Dark spots, skin tags, insomnia, poor sleep, mood swings, right? So if you're having all of these problems, or many of these problems, if you're struggling with PCOS related issues, tell me something. Can that 1 or 2 pills alone fix all of this and other hormonal imbalances? Is that possible? Does it make sense to you? I'm sorry. Yes. So I would want to hear from all of you in the chat. Does it make sense to you that just 1 pill or 2 pills will solve all these problems? Sapna says no. Okay. Pratibha, Bhavya, Anvesha, Real Me. It's obvious, right? But do you see, this is the only solution that is being offered to everyone. Remember in the beginning, I was saying that unfortunately or sadly, what is being offered to women, right, struggling with all of these problems, is quite sad. And that was one impetus for us to come together and start this program. Going ahead, a lot of people here in this group also are talking about thyroid related issues, right? Now let's spend a few minutes understanding the thyroid function process, okay, how thyroid functions. So first thing is your thyroid gland produces 80% or more is T4. Only 10-15% is T3 and a few other things. T4 is metabolically inactive. It doesn't do anything to the body. Okay, so it has to be converted into T3 for it to be active. This conversion happens largely in the liver, kidneys, and a couple of other places in the body. Okay, so this is the basic process that the thyroid is doing. Now, the factors which promote proper production of thyroid hormones in terms of nutrients are all of these: iron, iodine, tyrosine, zinc, selenium, vitamin E, B2, B3, B6, vitamin C, vitamin D, etc. Okay, there are many more. If any of these are not available in proper quantity, do you think thyroid gland can function properly? Doesn't make sense, right? See, after all, it's like a small factory. To produce the raw finished product, it needs raw material. Even if one raw material is not available, production will suffer, isn't it? Now, I already explained that T4 has to be converted into T3. Let's look at this here first on the right hand side. We looked at factors which increase production of T4 or T3 hormone. Which are the factors which reduce it? Stress reduces it immediately. Okay, little bit of stress and immediately thyroid production will go down. Infections can do that. Dr. Ruhi already spoke about it. Trauma, deep-seated stress, negative emotions can do that. Exposure to radiation. What is radiation? See, even right now, all of us are sitting in a sea of radiation: Wi-Fi, mobile radiation, radiation from these screens, right, etc. These can affect the thyroid gland. Blue light can do that. Medications, certain types of medicines can harm the thyroid gland. Fluoride, chloride, okay, both of these, fluorine and chlorine, can damage the thyroid's ability to produce enough hormone. There are many other toxins which can also do this: heavy metals, mercury, etc. And also autoimmunity can do it. Okay. Now, there are some factors which can increase the conversion of T4 into T3, and primarily these are selenium and zinc. These are the nutrients required. But in addition to this, good health of those organs where the conversion happens is very important. And I can tell you, 80% of people, urban population, do not have healthy livers. They do not have very healthy kidneys. Your markers might look okay, because markers don't indicate small levels of dysfunction. They only will indicate something when a lot of damage has happened. Okay, so good liver function, good kidney function, etc., is needed for conversion to happen properly, right? Now, even if you produce enough hormone, it won't work unless your cells are sensitive to it, right? Dr. Ruhi explained how insulin resistance can hamper the function of insulin. Insulin resistance means cells are not sensitive to insulin. Similarly, cells can become insensitive or less sensitive to thyroid hormones. What increases the sensitivity? Vitamin A and zinc, and very, very importantly, physical exercise increases it, which how many of us do? Not even 5% of Indians are physically active. And lastly, there's a double whammy here: conversion of T4 into reverse T3. Reverse T3 is the inactive form of the T3 hormone. Okay, and I'm sure none of these things you have been told right now. If you have high level of reverse T3, it is a double whammy. See, T4, instead of getting converted into T3, is getting converted into reverse T3. Reverse T3 will go and sit on the cell receptor, and T3 will not be able to come and activate the cell. Okay, so it's a double whammy. So stress, trauma, low calorie diet, people trying to lose weight, right? Inflammation, toxins, infections, liver, kidney dysfunction, and certain medicines can increase the amount of reverse T3 in the body. So once again, I have the same question for all of you, and I want more people to answer, okay? Otherwise, I feel I am talking to a wall. Nobody is, replying. So can that one small pill in the morning fix all of this? Or is it just applying a band-aid? So yes or no, can it fix all these issues or it cannot? Please reply in the chat. But okay, so everybody's saying not possible, never, no, it cannot. Wonderful, thank you. You're beginning to understand the complexity of these issues, right? But I have another question to all of you. How many of you have a thyroid issue and you've been following this approach only? Just taking that pill and thinking you're doing, you're solving the issue. I'm sure many of you are there, isn't it? Unfortunately, because you don't know better, isn't it? Nobody's telling you these things. That's correct, Neelam. Partially correct. There is enough choice now, right? So the same goes for autoimmunity. It's a very, very complex process. Okay. It starts very often in your gut, damaged gut. Okay. When the intestines get damaged, they become leaky. See, intestines are supposed to be an intelligent filter, because inside your intestines there's all kinds of stuff, right? Food in different levels of digestion, food which is also going bad, rotting and decaying, right? There are billions of bacteria. When bacteria eat food, that is exactly what we refer to as rotting or decaying. So that is happening inside the intestines. Rotting and decaying means a lot of toxins are getting produced, right? So your intestine should be intelligent enough to allow only properly digested food to enter the body. But when they get damaged, they don't have control. All kinds of toxins start entering the body. And the immune system gets shocked, it gets alarmed, and it gets into hyperactive mode, over aggressive. And that is what leads to autoimmunity, right? So dysbiosis means overgrowth of unfriendly bacteria in the intestines. There are anyways billions of bacteria. Most are friendly, some are unfriendly. If the unfriendly ones overgrow, that creates a lot of problem. Toxins can lead to autoimmunity. Okay, they can skew the behavior of the immune system. Genetics also plays a small role, 10-15%. Okay, nutritional deficiencies. Okay, so basically four things: vitamin A, zinc, omega-3. Okay, these are referred to as magnesium also. These are referred to as immune system nutrients. Okay, and once again, just being in that normal range is not good enough. You need to be near the top of the range. Only then you have optimal level of those nutrients. And lastly, chronic stress is just enough. Nothing else is there wrong. Just chronic stress is enough to create autoimmune disorder. Okay. So once again, if it is so complex, can lifelong anti-inflammatory and immunosuppressive medications fix autoimmunity? Possible? Yes or no? Thank you for those who are answering. It's obvious, right? It's common sense. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that it cannot. It's not going to solve your problem, right? So functional medicine offers the opportunity of actually solving these issues, because functional medicine looks at the body as a whole, identifies and addresses the underlying root causes of dysfunction. If your immune system is not functioning properly, why is it not doing that? We look for that why and solve the problem, right? If you do that, you can actually address the cause of the problem head on, and you can start reversing the condition. And please understand, in this whole process, we are not even doing anything to the disease directly. We are looking at why the body is not functioning properly. If you address that, body starts functioning properly. When the body starts functioning properly, what happens to the disease? Disease is gone, isn't it? That's all it takes. So we treat the whole body, not just the symptoms. That is a fundamental difference between conventional system of medicine and functional medicine. So we offer the 12-week hormone reset program for women. This includes a lot of things, and some important ones are mentioned on your screen here. We work on your gut health, we work on your nutrition, we work on your emotions, we work on detoxifying the body, we ensure that you start exercising, we work on the mind and emotions, as I said, Spiritual, work is also done where needed. Supplements are used as required for each individual person. So the entire gamut of factors which impact your health are addressed in this program. So these are some of the main, root causes that we look at and address in the program. Not everything is captured, but largely this is what we do. If you do this successfully, there is no disease which can stay in the body. So you can think of it as just, the approach is changing in functional medicine from just managing the disease to reversing it. So, the process starts with a detailed history taking. All your signs, symptoms, history is captured. Your lifestyle choices are captured. Based on this, we recommend what tests you need to do. Once you do those, we use all of this information to do the root cause analysis for you to figure out what is the problem. Why are these symptoms coming to you? And we create a personalized plan, treatment plan for you, which includes, all those factors which we looked at in the previous slides. As part of the program, we offer 2 one-on-one consultations. And we also do reassessment and realignment as needed. Meditation and stress management techniques are taught. We also take you through a 3-day guided detox process, which you can later on do on your own. We ensure that you become, capable of doing it on your own. Apart from the 2 one-on-one consultations, here we also offer you 12 live interactive sessions, group sessions, okay, where we cover certain topics in detail. And we also have a lot of time for you to ask your questions, get your doubts clarified, okay. Throughout the 12 weeks, which is basically 3 months, we offer real-time support and hand-holding. Whatever your doubts, your queries, your problems, your issues, we will make sure that you have the required support. Everything that is needed, okay, from shopping lists to handouts on various topics, access to wonderful recipes, everything is made available to you. Once you start implementing these things, okay, you will see that your energy levels will start increasing. Things like body pains, headaches will start going away. Your sleep quality will improve. Your periods will become regular. Skin will start glowing, okay. Others will ask you, okay, your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues will ask you after a month, what are you doing? How come you're shining like this, okay? And I'm not just making this up, okay? A lot of our participants, women, they have come back and said this is happening, okay? You will be in tune with your body. Your cravings will start going down, okay? Lot of women struggle with this, I just can't give up sweets or this or that. We know how to help you, okay, get rid of these. There's a science why you are craving, okay. Once you address the root cause, cravings will go. You don't have to struggle anymore. Your bloating, etc., will go. Bowel movements will improve. You will be overall less puffy and less inflamed. So the program, the next batch group sessions will be starting from the 1st of April. Okay. The group sessions. That doesn't mean that you have to wait till then to sign up, because if you sign up now, you get 2 extra weeks. So instead of 12 weeks, you actually get 14 weeks into the program. Okay. The program cost is 14,000 rupees. Apart this, we are offering a discount of 1,000 rupees at 13,000 rupees for the next 3 days till 19th of March. Today is 16th, so 17th, 18th, 19th. If you register in the next 3 days, we will be offering this discount to you. Why we are giving you 3 days is because in case you have any specific questions you want to ask about your health issues, etc., you can get in touch with the team. You can actually leave your contact numbers in the chat right now today. If you want any questions, etc., to be answered, a call to be set up. And the team will get in touch with you and set up a call with either me or Dr. Ruhi, where we will be able to resolve your doubts or questions so that you can make your decision. So with that, we are open for questions. What I'll do is I will allow you to unmute yourself, but please make sure that only one person speaks at a time. Also, there is a poll on your screen. It's just, one question. You just have to choose your answer, and please make sure that you answer it. Okay, it'll just take 10 seconds of your time. Please do that. We are open for questions.
Yes, so please feel free to ask your questions, and please make sure that you answer the poll. I hope all of you can see the, and in case you're interested for the program, please leave your numbers in the contact you can in the chat box so that the team can connect with you. You can raise your hand if you have any questions, or unmute yourself and ask. Pari says she is not able to. Can the others please confirm if you can see the poll? Okay, I'll just relaunch it. Can everyone see the poll now? Yeah, okay. So I hope all of you can see the poll. Yeah.
And you can unmute and ask your questions now.
So if there are no questions, either we delivered enough information that all your queries are all sorted now. Okay. Namrata will connect with you. Please leave your number so that my team can get in touch. So for all those who want to enroll, the team will share the link for enrollment also. Shalini, please share the link in the chat. So for all those who are, want to sign up, do take the opportunity of the discounted price. You get 1,000 rupees discount, and then you also get 2 weeks extra. Support for the program. So so Neha, the program cost is 13,000 if you're signing up now. And then you will be, once you sign up, you will receive a history form. And then based on your sign and symptoms, the tests are advised. Now, the cost of the test will vary depending on what kind of tests are required for you. But just to give you an idea, these are very detailed tests where we are looking for heavy metals, all inflammatory markers, your complete nutrient profile, all the infections, mitochondrial functions. So the test cost will vary somewhere between 10 to 12K. And then you should also budget the cost of the supplements, which again will vary from person to person. So Aparna is asking if after enrolling, we need to get all the blood tests done if required, even though we got it done recently. So Aparna, if you have done some tests recently, we will review them and we'll see whatever you have covered. We don't need to repeat them. There's no point repeating the same test again. So we'll just get those tests done which you haven't done. So yes, Sapna, so please leave your number. Our team will connect with you. Okay, Pari, an average figure for the supplements. Again, it will completely vary. So for 3 months, you can budget somewhere between, 14 to, let's say, 18,000, somewhere between this amount.
So Aparna, you had asked where to leave your question, contact number. You can leave it in the chat here. Not Sapna, I think, who had asked. Aparna. So those of you who are leaving your numbers, the team will get in touch with you tomorrow. Okay. Please make sure that you take the calls or respond to their messages tomorrow.
So Parna, 14
Only 10 people have submitted the poll.
to 18,000. So anybody who has questions about, let's say, how the program will help, please ask. You can unmute yourself and ask. I know a lot of queries were already resolved on the chat. But if there's something you want to ask, please unmute yourself. Myself and Siddarth both are here. So you don't have to wait for a discovery call. You can just get your concerns addressed here.
Hi, doctor.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to know what kind of supplements you are going to provide.
Okay.
Because I'm already
so
on some medications and yeah. I can't hear you, sorry.
So Neha, for let's say if we find out nutrient deficiencies, like maybe vitamins, minerals, then we need supplements to ensure that all those deficiencies are covered up. For example, let's say if we detect heavy metals in your test, right? So those heavy metals have to be removed from the system. And for that, you need to support your liver. You also need to use certain chelating supplements. Let's say if we figure out there are parasites or there are other infections in the body, then accordingly we'll have to use certain probiotics. We will also have to use certain herbs to address those infections. So based on what we identify, based on the root cause analysis that we do for you, the supplements will be advised.
Those were like Ayurvedic supplements or allopathic?
So it's not Ayurvedic, it's not allopathic. When you say allopathic, it's drugs, right? But we are not giving you any drugs.
Yeah.
What those would be nutraceuticals, okay, and they're absolutely safe.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So,
excuse me.
Yes, sir, how long? Yes. Yes. So,
Hello.
Siddarth, do you have a question? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
You are. Yes.
मैम मेरी डॉटर को एक्जिमा है 3 इयर्स से और वो एलोपैथी ट्रीटमेंट भी ले चुकी है, होम्योपैथी भी और मतलब आयुर्वेदिक भी। मैम उसको रिलीफ नहीं है, तो उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? मतलब वो ये एक स्टीरॉयड बेस्ड क्रीम्स लगा रही है तो थोड़ा उसका जो थोड़ा सेटल डाउन हो जाता है, अदरवाइज पूरा क्यों नहीं है? जैसे ही लगाना बंद करती है उसका एक्जिमा जो है दोबारा से आ जाता है।
कितनी बड़ी है आपकी बेटी?
वो 13 इयर्स की है।
ओके, सो सुखविंदर, अभी आप क्या कर रहे हो? आप एक स्टेरॉइड क्रीम से आप बेसिकली उसके सिम्टम्स को किसी तरह से सप्रेस कर दे रहे हो ताकि वो इचिंग ना करे, परेशान ना हो।
यही कर रहे हैं।
राइट, ठीक है, लेकिन उसका इम्यून सिस्टम इतना हाइपर रिएक्टिव क्यों हो रखा है? कि कोई कारण से ही हो रखा है, राइट? अदरवाइज बचपन से ही पैदा होते तो एक्जिमा नहीं था, राइट?
नहीं।
हाँ, तो
जब वो 1 ईयर की थी उसको थायराइड हुआ था, जब मतलब 1 ईयर की थी, तो फिर उसकी होम्योपैथी मेडिसिन चली थी 1 ईयर, तो उसका मतलब थायराइड रिवर्स हो गया था। उसके बाद कोई इशू नहीं था। हाँ, मतलब बाय बर्थ वो थोड़ी बल्की, थोड़ी हैवी मतलब थी, तो अदरवाइज कोई इशू नहीं था उसका। फिर एकदम से 3 ईयर बैक एकदम से मतलब बैक थाइज पे उसको फ्लेयर्स सब होने शुरू हुए। वो बढ़ते ही जा रहे हैं मतलब किसी भी ट्रीटमेंट से क्योर ही नहीं हो रहा।
देखिए, अगर कोई भी जो ट्रीटमेंट लिया
हेलो,
अगर आप सिर्फ सिम्टम को
हाँ जी
Ruhi, your voice is breaking actually.
मैम, मेरी वॉइस इज ब्रेकिंग।
that maybe you can answer then. Yeah.
See, Sukhvinder, simple thing is this.
हेलो,
Whatever treatment you are doing till now, you are only suppressing the symptom.
यस सर।
There has been no effort to find out why this problem is happening in the first place, right? Which part of the body is not functioning properly, which is spooking, which is creating an imbalance in the immune function, right?
यस
So if we
मैं
do the
वही ना टेस्ट
required,
करवाए हैं, बस विटामिन डी का लेवल चेक करवा देते हैं या
कोई फायदा नहीं होगा
टेस्ट
ना।
करवा दिया बस, उसके बाद कोई नहीं, मतलब कुछ भी सब उनको भी समझ नहीं आ रहा, बस मेडिसिन दे दी है, इचिंग की मेडिसिन दे दी, ऑइंटमेंट्स दे दिए, बस यही है।
We understand that, Sukhvinder. We understand that. That is exactly how the normal system works, right? And by now you understand that it will not solve the problem.
यस
तो अगर
सर।
आपको प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना है तो आपको थोड़ा गहरा खोद के समझना है। You have to dig deeper to understand what are the functions in the body which are not happening properly, और उनको ठीक करना है। अगर आप उनको ठीक करेंगे तो डेफिनेटली ठीक होगा। ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता कि ठीक ना हो प्रॉब्लम।
बस ये बोलते हैं कि गट से रिलेटेड इशू है, अब गट को कैसे हील करना है, जरूरी नहीं कि सारा गट
वो
से
हमारा
रिलेटेड।
that is our specialty actually, healing the gut, because gut is the root cause, is the biggest root cause for most chronic ailments, और गट को ठीक किए बिना आप बीमारियों को ठीक नहीं कर सकते। That is exactly what we do.
तो सर अगर आप इसमें इनरोल करते हैं तो मतलब क्या क्राइटेरिया रहा होगा, कुछ पता, मतलब कुछ आइडिया, क्या मेडिसिन चलेगी या मतलब डाइट तो खैर होगा ही, या उसके बाद एक्स्ट्रा कुछ मेंटल हेल्थ पे भी होगा, या मतलब क्या?
आपने कितना बोला, क्या एज है बच्चे की?
13 इयर्स।
13 years, okay. सी 13 साल के बच्चे को ज्यादा तो मेंटल हेल्थ की प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए होपफुली, राइट? बट हाँ, आजकल फिर भी थोड़ा बहुत स्ट्रेस रहता है स्कूल वगैरह का।
तो वो कहती है कि मुझे रात को नींद जल्दी नहीं आती है, थोड़ी मतलब स्ट्रेस लेती है।
So see, नींद नहीं आना is not necessarily connected only with stress. बॉडी में अगर प्रॉब्लम्स हैं तो भी नींद नहीं आती है, ओके? तो टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन कि क्या रहेगा ट्रीटमेंट, हम मेडिसिन नहीं देते आसानी से, ओके? बिकॉज मेडिसिन जो रूट कॉज है उसको एड्रेस नहीं कर सकती, वो सिर्फ आपके जो सिम्टम्स हैं उसको ही दबा सकती है ना? तो डेफिनेटली हम डाइट चेंज करेंगे, बॉडी में जो भी कमियां हैं हम बहुत ठीक से देखते हैं, डिटेल में देखते हैं, जो भी कमियां निकलेंगी उन कमियों को एड्रेस किया जाएगा। अगर डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम की हेल्थ खराब है तो उसको समझा जाएगा कि क्यों खराब है, क्या गड़बड़ है उसमें, उसको ठीक किया जाएगा। लिवर हेल्थ वगैरह हर चीज पे ध्यान देके उसको ठीक किया जाएगा। और एक दो नहीं, हमने मतलब I don't have count how many people and children we have been able to help them get rid of eczema, psoriasis, etc., skin problems, alopecia also.
गट हेल्थ के लिए बस जो लीवर को डिटॉक्स करने के ड्रिंक्स दे देते हैं या मेडिसिन दे दी कुछ, बट मैं एलोपैथी में, सॉरी आयुर्वेदिक में ट्राई किया था तो उससे एग्रीवेट ही हुआ है जो भी मेडिसिन दी उन्होंने।
हाँ तो ठीक है, उन्होंने क्या किया वो मुझे नहीं पता है ना, उसको वो डिस्कस करने से कोई फायदा नहीं है, बट वी नो हाउ टू सॉल्व दिस प्रॉब्लम।
ओके,
ठीक है। Anyone else? Any questions they want to ask?
Hello.
Yes, Neha.
Yeah, for how long I will be able to join this program after paying this much of a fees?
What is the duration of the program?
Duration of program.
The group program is 12 weeks, which is 3 months.
3 months. All right.
And sir, what is the cost of this program?
अभी पूरा डिस्कस किया था ना सुखविंदर?
सर मैंने थोड़ा मतलब लेट ज्वाइन किया, मुझे लिंक का ही नहीं समझ आ रहा था, तो अभी थोड़ी देर पहले ही ज्वाइन किया मैंने, सॉरी फॉर दैट।
नो प्रॉब्लम। सो ग्रुप प्रोग्राम इज 14,000 रुपीज, जो कि अगले 3 दिन तक हम उसमें 1,000 रुपीज का डिस्काउंट दे रहे हैं। वी आर ऑफरिंग इट एट 13,000 रुपीज, ओके? उसके अलावा टेस्टिंग और सप्लीमेंट्स वगैरह की कॉस्ट अलग होगी। जो प्रोग्राम की फीस है वो 13,000 है अगले 3 दिन तक।
तो सर टेस्टिंग वगैरह भी कराओगे आप?
टेस्टिंग तो आपको कराना ही पड़ेगा, उसके बिना कैसे पता लगेगा क्या गड़बड़ है शरीर में, राइट?
ओके। और सप्लीमेंटेशन मतलब आप प्रोवाइड करोगे या बाहर से लेनी पड़ेगी?
हम आपको
मतलब
लिंक
वो
देंगे, आप ऑनलाइन
एक्स्ट्रा
ऑर्डर
होगी
कर
कॉस्ट
सकते हैं।
उसकी? कॉस्ट
जी
उसकी एक्स्ट्रा होगी?
कॉस्ट एक्स्ट्रा होगी, यस।
ओके सर।
Okay, so like just because Pari, if some, let's say if there is any men in the audience here who also need help with their chronic conditions, we also have a separate program for men where we chronic condition, metabolic function, autoimmunity, gut health. So we have a separate program for men as well. The program that we spoke about today in the webinar is the Hormone Reset program for women. It's a group program, and the name is Hormone Reset, but then it's not just about, it just not addresses the hormone issues. It addresses any issue that a woman is experiencing, any kind of autoimmunity, any kind of a thyroid dysfunction, PCOS, endometriosis, gut issues. So any chronic conditions, it is covered in the Hormone Reset program for women. And for men who have any such conditions, we have a separate program for which you can message our team and we will help you with the details. So couples who are trying to conceive, we can help in improving their chances of fertility as well. So yes, Namrata will share the recording. The recording will be available tomorrow and you can share it with your friends who are interested to join.
We will share it in the WhatsApp group. So I hope all of you are there in the group.
So if you're not there in the WhatsApp group yet, please join the WhatsApp group. If you have not responded to the poll, please answer. And our team, for all those who have left the request of connecting, asking us to connect with you, you will receive a message from our team. We request you to please respond so that they can connect with you at a convenient time. No, Shobha, we don't do in-person consultation. Okay, she sent me a direct message. We don't do in-person consultations. All our consultations are done online. So, okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank
I
you.
hope, yeah, we hope the webinar was useful for all of you and you had some takeaways. You have a different perspective of looking at diseases and you have hope that if you have a diagnosis, that's not the end of your life. You can work on it. You can still live a very healthy and vibrant life. So thank you, all of you. Have a great evening ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.